Hello, beauties. Hello, hello, wherever you are. How are you doing? How are you feeling today? I am dropping in today because I am really feeling in the energy of the world, in the energy and the vibration of this moment right now. We just had a full moon yesterday. And often full moons are rousing to the senses, right? They can, shine a bright light, sometimes on the inner realms, on the complex aspects of being human, right? The word lunacy comes from luna, lunes, lundi, lundi, right? The various words for moon, moon day, which is Monday, which was yesterday, excuse me, in this month of October in the year 2025. And that moon, and also the energetic of the day, the vibrational code that seems to be emanating right now on Earth. Any of you out there who are sensitive, which I believe all of you and all of us are immensely sensitive creatures, but you in particular, being a highly sensitive person, perhaps an empath, perhaps with a wide array of abilities that maybe you didn't feel free to express or to share, growing up in the world. Perhaps you weren't welcomed to be the open conduit that you are. And I just want to acknowledge, and I want to unify with you in this deep, deep understanding of how intense it is right now. Okay, the intensity in the field is not imaginary. This is, as this term is used so many times and has been used so many times over the past few years, right? This is unprecedented. This is never before experienced by the group of family that we call humans here on Earth. Of course, we've had incredibly difficult times and beautiful times on this planet as a family throughout time. But this concentration at this moment, the concentrated energy, the hyper compressed energy of everything, right? Everything, number one, being seen on a screen, every angle on everything, right? Being talked about out loud and in technicolor 24/7, right? That is just on the surface level. That's the surface. And then there is the expanding awareness of the galactic energetics, right? The cosmic, the energetics from space, right? We have an object approaching that is not yet identified, and that in itself is startling and interesting, right? And as hopefully you know, every single movement of every planet affects us. It affects our planet, right? Obviously, we know the moon affects the tides of all the oceans. And if that is happening, right, and that's a basic principle that we all understand, then of course it's affecting each human being, the moon, right? For example, because we are overwhelmingly made of water. Okay, maybe you can hear the sound of the creek next to me. I hope so. So we are affected certainly by the movement of the moon. We are certainly affected by the sun and all of its massive coronal ejections and this huge solar storm we've been in for quite a long time. Right, those are basic elementals. And then the movement of all the other planets. Why would we not be affected by them as well? This is all one thing happening. There is no separate thing over there that is only realized by that person or that region over there. This is a one big thing story. Okay? And so, how are you feeling inside of that? I know that I'm really feeling like this kind of very, very thin. I know the word veil has thinning veil, right? It's a recognizable term, so I will use it. It's very thin right now, and I've always had that experience all of my life of that veil being thin, but it's a different kind of experience right now, right? It feels energetically extraordinarily overwhelming. And I've worked with a lot of different spirits, and I'm going to move this a little bit because the sun is streaking in here. Okay. So, yeah, I am familiar with, having spirits in the room, voices, all kinds of different things, shape shifting, any number of things. But this particular time is truly overwhelming. It is something that all of us are having to reformulate ourselves around, right? And the same pattern, the same program is applicable to this, to what I'm saying. Pause, lean back, breathe really slowly, embody. Yeah, that is a formula. And then move, right? Move your body, dance, shake, jump up and down, run, walk quickly, exercise, right? Do jumping jacks, anything. I mean, particularly though with music, beautiful music, right? Music that compels you to move your body in a way that feels good to you. Yeah? Because there isn't anything about this time on earth that is identifiable by a simple statement, right? This is a highly complex and unusual awakening time. So to be curious, to see about relaxing your nervous system to the best of your abilities, to be able to be in the void, to be in that space of not knowing. Is that easy? No, it's not easy. But with practice and with this understanding that you're not alone, right? I'm feeling it. Everybody I am in contact with is feeling it. I am sure you are feeling it, right? There are many communities speaking to one another online, right? Healthy communities, healthy, up-leveled communities who are not trying to terrify you, oppress you, right? Make you feel afraid to do anything. Those are the right, you turn that dial, click off, right? If you feel terror or fear or anxiousness based on any of the channels you're tuning into, and consistently what you leave with is anxiousness and fear, turn those off. Unsubscribe. Get away from them completely. This is not a time for any of that. Yeah? But just to remember that you are not alone in this wild and interesting time that maybe we signed up for. We are indeed here. So on some level, right, on the only level we can understand, we are here. That means we are supposed to be here. That means we belong here in this time. Okay? So this is, today I'm feeling sort of a little unformulated, and I'm just going with that. I'm just trusting that it's okay with you, that I just share where I am, right? Feeling like this, wow, okay, giant tidal wave of energy. I can't quite identify it as just one thing. It is feeling like everything, everywhere, all at once, as I've shared before, but today feels really spectacularly discombobulating in my body. So just leaving my little house and walking out here, listening to the sound of the creek, is already soothing my nervous system. So please find any indication of nature, right? Even your potted plant, right? Your cat, the birds outside your window. If you can be in a park, the park, right? Any wild place you can have some time in, yes. Okay? Find a way to connect with nature. You are nature, I am nature, but you know what I mean, right? Remember your breath. Receive on the inhale. Release on the exhale. Return to yourself, remember yourself, put yourself back together. You may be putting yourself back together brand new. You may be unrecognizable to yourself in the mirror, right? Keep breathing. Keep leaning back, right? You can observe the chaos from a slight distance, starting to become the witness, right? Attending to what is happening, knowing that it's part of you, but that you don't have to be all the way inside of it. Okay? So, that is it for today. I am sending you so much big love as we ride these waves, as we surf these waves, as maybe we dive through these waves. Maybe we dive under the waves and come out on the other side, right? In order to be with the water, we have to understand water, the force of water. Be like water, as Bruce Lee said. Be like water, flowing with, moving around and over, under. Yeah? All right. Big love, big love, big love, and more big love. Talk soon.